very good. Okay, very good.
Good morning, and welcome to episode 1560 of Hard Factor. Today is Thursday, something like 10/3, October 3rd.
It's October 3rd today, Mark.
Let's go. And as you can hear, Pat's here. And as you can hear, I'm here. And you're riding with us today. Okay.
Couple of boys coming at you. Two for
two for
Tag
the
team.
third. Double trouble.
Tag team. I got to tell you, I'm real tired of AJ and Big Justice, but I mean, I would say that we're like the AJ and Big Justice today. We're a tag team. Real tired of them. Loving the dark content that's being created about them. Although they're really nice guys from all that I hear.
You're going to have to tell me who they are.
You don't know who the Costco guys are?
No.
AJ and Big Justice. Here comes the boom. Chicken break. Double chocolate cookie.
This is
Really?
embarrassing.
You don't know the Costco guys.
This is embarrassing for me.
The Costco guys have been around such a long time that there's dark content about them.
I'm supposed to be part of the pop culture trends.
You don't even know about the Costco guys, huh?
This is not good for me. This is not boding well for trivia, which we have Friday, October 25th, Halloween-themed trivia. Shout out, join the Discord, join the trivia.
The Costco guys, if you don't know, it's this like chunky fat dad that used to be like a regional wrestler, and his overweight son, Big Justice, who hits dingers, who's apparently actually I was joning on him. I said, man, this kid's so not athletic. But Kate was like, actually, he's really athletic. But he's like big kid. And he's just like 1 month from puberty probably. And they like review Costco foods. And I mean, impressions wise, in the billions of impressions.
You able to get me an example before the end of this day?
Of the Costco guys? I mean, it's literally, I can't even believe that I would have to get you an example. I mean, that's how ubiquitous they are in culture. I mean, like, you couldn't, seriously, the amount of money that like a traditional media outlet would need to spend to introduce you to the Costco guys, if they were like industry plans, maybe like 600 million.
Yeah, I just Googled image them, and I saw this one that you brought up, and then if you scroll like 6 down, it's them with Big Cat, it looks like.
Yeah, they've been Barstool Chicago, Barstool New York. They collaborate. They've collaborated with everyone. The dad, AJ, Big AJ, or just AJ, the dad, who's a former like regional wrestler. He's wrestling at AEW now. Like they're bringing him in for a match. Yeah.
Well, probably because of this video series.
Dude, it's everywhere. I mean, like, and there's some now. I need you to get into it so I can start sending you the dark content.
Okay, perfect deal.
Yeah, like the smooth dark stuff.
What else we got today besides?
Well, the U.S. attacked Japan. The U.S. attacked Japan.
Didn't see that one coming.
I don't think it's going to go any further than this particular attack. It's a latent attack, but World War II bomb went off at a Japanese airport. So
that was a long play.
Long play.
They got too comfortable. Nice. I got a comedian who does an impression that I'll show you, who's her ex-boyfriend tried to kill her, and there's some stuff behind that.
Okay. Hell yeah. You want to talk debate recap real quick?
Yeah, let's do debate recap.
All right, so here's the thing. JD Vance, really good debater. Really damn good debater. Weird guy. Didn't think that he'd be that good at debate based upon how weird he is. But he's like, he was like, if you ever watched a high school debate, it's like I'm not saying it was a high school debate because high school debaters do something different where like literally they try to speed talk because they get points for every point they interject. But it's like, if that didn't exist, then he's like the best high school debater.
I would take it a step further, and I had the exact same thoughts because I was like, oh, this guy can't even order a donut, right? Well, what he can do is debate his ass off. He clearly, people forgot like that weirdo went to like Yale or whatever and was probably like captain of the debate team. So he's been debating, like Yale in high school, like you said, and he knows how to debate for
It's
sure.
what he's trained for. Like that, yeah.
That's his moment.
That high level education is what he's trained for. Walls, I got to say, the one thing I was most fired up about when he first came on the scene was he was the first Democrat, and this is saying a lot, because we had Joe Biden get up and give that horrible debate performance where you were like, can anyone in the party even speak? And Kamala's not even that good at it. But he was the first Democrat to come around in a long time who gave a speech, and I was like, yo, dude is good at public speaking, but not so much debating.
No, he was good, but he was going he was going up against a really good debater. And when the opening statement, I think he went first, and he said like he was like shaking, and he said like the word fundamental like 10 times out of 20 words. And then up next comes captain of the debate team at Yale, and he has like the perfect opening. And I was like, uh-oh. And at that point, it's like Walz is either going to get his fucking ass kicked, which, depending on what side you're on, I think it was pretty close, but he got it together. I was like, this could get really bad for him, but he like shook off the nerves after that. He's like, I'm going up against Joe Debater here. I better get better.
I will
at this quick.
say there was actual policy discussed. It's kind of like
much more so.
It's stupid because literally it's a pointless debate because, the role of vice president is a nothing office.
Although they both had you kind of questioning their roles because there was a much better debate with much more policy talk and they were much more cordial, and they, it was just a much
100%.
better.
It was
a much better debate than the president.
I mean, like, imagine if our country had that for the last
so much
8 years.
It was refreshing.
Imagine how much less hate and animosity would be towards each other. I mean, like you could see Walz draw. So like Walz's surprise was that his son witnessed a shooting. That was his surprise. You could see Vance be like, oh shit, didn't prep for this one. But the first thing Vance said is, I'm really sorry that happened to your son. And
yes, they were very cordial. They both.
And then
yeah.
Vance would say some shit, and Walz would be like, I actually agree with him on that point. It's like, whoa, are we both Americans here?
It was nice.
At the same point, Walz like, man, he left a lot of meat on the bone. There were multiple times that I was like, I wish I could chime into this dude's brain for the clapback, but what are you gonna do?
Walz is likable. JD Vance was much more likable at the debate than he has.
100%.
Than he has been.
And
but Walz is very likable. But that's got to be. How long has he been in politics? Right, he's the governor of Minnesota and stuff. But he was
long time. He was a congressman for a long time.
How many debates has he given? Is my point. Like, this is definitely his biggest moment. Where
probably not a lot.
Yeah, I thought he did well. But he just isn't trained yet for that type of like.
Dude, what's tripping me out? So like when we do this show. Like if I'm looking at Mark or I'm looking at the camera or I'm looking at Mark, I'm looking at the camera. It's two different things. Okay. It's hard to stare directly into a camera and act like you're talking to someone. And Vance killed that, bro.
He could debate for 24 hours straight. That's his element. Clearly, he did have some fresh eyeliner on. He was looking like a pretty boy.
I thought he had like no eyeliner.
You think less? I don't know. He was looking pretty boyish.
I thought to me it was evident that he clearly wears eyeliner.
He did a couple of these. Head tilts. That was kind of like his being sassy and rude. He like when Walz was talking and he said something about like guns that he didn't like. He gave him like a really.
Yeah. It was tough. Walz was not making the points he should have made, clearly. That's the other thing that stunk as someone who's not going to vote for Trump. But, what are you going to do? It was encouraging to see.
It was a nice debate.
Cordiality.
Cordiality. Tomato.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Debate recap. We didn't do a live thing. We were busy, and also it was the vice presidential debate. So.
Right. Yeah. Why are we even watching this?
I actually watched it the day after.
Well, it was like, not you does this. And then they were like, well, not you does this.
Yeah.
It's like, you're right. They do that, but that's not me.
Right. They kept saying, like, I agree with most of what you're saying. It just, you either haven't done it or I don't agree with your running mate. Like, that was like basically the whole, for 80% of it.
Wasn't any good, like, clip downs either. Wasn't any crazy shit.
I think the major ones were like the fact check thing got a lot of press.
So Margaret Brennan, who I was at a wedding with one time, dude, she hates JD Vance.
Yeah, she was coming after that dude. Yeah.
She hates JD Vance, dude. Margaret Brennan hates JD Vance.
You could hear like her mumbling, like she's like, "Well, we're just trying to say you have a small dick." Like you could basically hear that.
It's a fact, though. You work for me now.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Dodgeball.
All right, I'm gonna go first. Yeah,
jump in there.
What was the other thing he said during that thing? Do you like that was when he came out with his penis pumped, right?
With his penis pumped in dodgeball?
He's like, yeah. He's like, do you like what? Or no, that might have been later. He was trying. That was when he was hitting on her. When you worked for me, he realized she was.
Oh no, that was the gay porno Dodge Paul. Different
That's
one.
right.
Try and dodge him. You can't.
Yeah, no, he'll get you.
Hey, it's me, Paul.
If you can dodge Paul's wrench, you can dodge Paul. Do you know who Sienna Hubert-Ross is?
Don't know her.
Okay, Sienna Hubert-Ross, not familiar.
She Costco guys level?
Well, just getting there. Do you know who she is now? You recognize her now?
Well, she looks dressed like Kamala Harris.
There it is. Come on, Pat's clearly her impersonating Kamala Harris in that picture. She's a comedian that does that pretty well. Let's take a listen. Here you go.
Kamala Harris, and today I'll be showing you my old John.
Wow.
Yeah, Mickey D's. We all love a Whopper.
Did you work at this location?
No, but it still signifies 1 in 3 Americans will work at
good.
McDonald's at least once in their life. It is America.
Okay.
Let's go get a Whopper or something.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Go get a Whopper or something. She's got.
She's like you know what's interesting is the guy that does Trump on SNL now, who is like
that?
I'll
Yeah. The older guy with the big nose. Yeah.
Oh, he's not older. I think he's younger than us.
Compared to the other guys, he's pretty old, I think.
Right. What's his name? The guy that does the Trump impression. So he's like the first time.
If he's
I've been
younger,
watching
he's
this
got an
my
old face.
whole life. He's the first time that they took the route of getting a really accurate impressionist. Like that guy is so fucking accurate at playing Trump versus like, Carvey, who's like kind of accurate, or
Harvey was good.
Or like Alec Baldwin was kind of accurate. This woman is like that level of accurate.
Yes.
As the Trump SNL guy.
Yeah, usually they just get someone that's either on the cast already that's pretty good, or a big celebrity that's pretty good.
Austin Johnson is his name. They got him because his Trump is so fucking good. That's why they got him.
Almost definitely. That's why they got him, because he's not in a ton of sketches besides that, but he's in every cold opening. So she nails the tone and inflections, as Pat's saying. And the 25-year-old also does stand-up comedy. She's got a couple videos with 10 million views doing stand-up and stuff. She gained a pretty strong following to the point she claims she was offered an audition to a major network show recently.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like a comedy show, makes sense. Could have even been SNL. She didn't say. Makes sense. She's young, cute, and funny, right? The triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, when she showed up to the audition, she showed up covered in bruises, head to toe, Pat, head to toe.
Oh, wow. Okay, so she's got like a fresh scratch on the back of her thigh. Her arms are bruised like someone grabbed her arm really hard. It kind of looks like.
In couple locations, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. What happened to her? That's terrible.
Yeah, well, what happened at the audition is she showed up head to toe in bruises and was a shell of herself with no confidence, like a bruised up woman, and they said, hey, maybe go see a doctor. You're not going to make it on the show with how you performed and look. And the bruises, she claims, were from her ex-boyfriend, Oliver Lane, beating her half to death 6 days before the audition.
Jeez. Whoa. Okay. So, I mean, if she comes dressed as Kamala, she's head to toe in a pantsuit.
And she gets the job.
Right. But obviously she was wearing a pantsuit when she came in.
She was a little traumatized though from the near death beating, I think. I don't think she was feeling it. She was saying, oh,
of course not, dude. I mean, is this a situation where he heard that she was going to get an audition and then got really upset because he was going to get left behind kind of thing and then raged on her? Do we know what show it was?
Even lamer than that. No, she hasn't. I mean, we could probably do some digging, but she just said major news network show, and they just kind of started the new season of SNL and recast and got a bunch of new people. So I'm guessing definitely that show based on her, all of her TikToks and Instagrams are Kamala's. I'm pretty sure that was SNL. But anyways,
I mean, they had Maya Rudolph locked in, but it could be. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. So what happened was first of all, the boyfriend was arrested and released on $20,000 bond and has his next court appearance November 20th. But Lane is also the son of the former head of Morgan Stanley's European real estate division until last year, aka the richest man alive.
Jeez, yeah, that's big cash, dude.
Probably
huge
20 million a year with stock options and bonuses, probably like 50 million a year.
Dude, I remember there was a kid we went to college with that my ex-girlfriend was tight with, whose mom or dad was the head of Fannie Mae. And kid would be like, take my credit card.
Yeah.
Go buy whatever the fuck you want for the party.
Morgan Stanley, I should say. Morgan Stanley, big investment banking company. European real estate, big. We're talking London, Paris, and lots of money. So Sienna understand that yes, she was strangled, beaten, punched, suffocated under a pillow, and nearly killed after a fit of jealousy because she met up with an ex of hers in a public setting earlier that night. And yes, jealous Johnny is facing the law now, Johnny Law, jealous Johnny versus Johnny Law. But since she lost out on that big opportunity and has emotional and physical scars, maybe it's time for luxury cars. And she's suing the rich fucking kid for $20 million for attempted murder.
Did she even know who his father was, though? Like,
yeah, they dated for like a couple of years.
But did she even know?
Yeah, when you hear that job title, that's like, well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't have her killed.
I'm kidding. That's what you say when you're domestic violencing someone. You say, "Do you even know who my father is? Do you even know who my dad is?"
Is that the kid?
This is the kid. Yeah, he doesn't look like his dad was the head of something at J.P. Morgan. Not at all.
What a douche.
Not at all. Not at all. He looks exactly like that.
He does.
Exactly.
He does. Sienna Hubert-Ross documented the whole attack, as you saw, the after pictures. And even during, when she called her mom on speakerphone and was like, "The banker's kid's beating me to death, Mom." And her mom, it was a video call, so her mom got to witness some of the disgusting beating.
Man, it's tough. Like, I imagine theoretically, if you were like hosting an audition and a young talent comes in and has gone through something like this, theoretically, you're going to be like, that's okay. Come back and get another shot at it. But the truth is, it's the baggage. It's terrible. But like, unfortunately, if you're involved in some shit like that, which is not your fault, right? A potential employer is going to be like, wow, oh man, that's a lot of drama that comes with that potentially. Even though it's like not fair. But
you think that's what happened at the audition?
That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's why she's suing for $20 million. And since that family probably has, $20 trillion, probably she's going to get most of that. Or
what about criminal charges?
He's still facing that, but she's like, I'm not going to wait on that. And certainly, rich kids usually get out of those criminal charges or lighter sentences. But she's like, while that's going on, I'm suing him for $20 million. Fuck this.
Man, that's tough. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I don't get, dude? Like, how regular people can sue anyone. Like to sue someone and
Cost
go
money.
To court, it's $500,000.
Something tells me every lawyer in New York City said you can pay us after we get paid, after you get paid.
Right. Contingency situation. You're suing who? You're suing this guy in the tux here? This guy right here who looks like his dad works for he said does.
The lawyer said, "Do you even know who his dad is?"
Father is.
Yeah. 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 And also Lane, aka Jealous Johnny, did admit to not only being mad at her for having a drink with an ex at a bar he was invited to meet up at. It was just like a casual thing, but he mentioned that he was also sending intimate texts to his girlfriend at the same time. So it was a classic pot calling the kettle black and then attempting to wipe the kettle off of the face.
His
of
ex-girlfriend, you mean his ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, he got mad at her because she was having a drink with one of her exes that she dated years ago. He shows up and he's like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." They go back to his place and he beats her to near death. And then afterwards he admits to the cops and everyone that the whole time, that whole night and that whole weekend, he was sending like dick pics to his ex. So he shouldn't have been so mad anyways. And
man, you'd think honestly, she could have settled this ahead of time, probably. Like, who knows? It's gonna settle.
Maybe
it'll be settled tomorrow. Probably it'll be settled tomorrow.
Also on the phone call, it could be heard her saying, "Let's just break up," after he threw her into the stove and she called her mom, and he said, "Oh, you fucking ruin everything," and then just continued to beat on her. So it sounds like he's had to film a few sketches or wait for her to finish. I get it. We get that part, right? We filmed a lot of sketches. They can go on and on. She's got to get the Kamala perfect. There's a lot of takes. I get being a little miffed, but not homicidal miffed, So,
I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
You hold the camera until they're done. That's what you do.
She's gonna get paid though. All right. Also, real quick, R.I.P. to our boy John Amos. We forgot to mention him. Oh, that's just a great picture from that movie. But John Amos, one of the other celebrities we forgot to mention, he died. Absolute legend, star of Good Times. He was in Die Hard 2. And of course, Cleo McDowell, in
Of
Coming to
McDougal's?
Cleo McDowell in Coming to America. McDowell's home of the Big Mick.
I thought McDowell. Sorry,
No, McDowell's. Look at this picture. He's got Eddie Murphy and Louis Anderson working for him at McDowell's. Crazy.
Yeah, that was
Funny
great
ass
movie.
dude. R.I.P. But a little business. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp, and what we do know now that school's back is kids are always learning. You're probably hearing about that. You probably hear what your kids are learning every day, Pat, and growing.
Yeah, all the time.
What did they learn today? Anything?
What did they learn today? I don't know. They asked me a lot of questions. Why?
There you go.
Yeah.
They're learning from you. But as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. I just recently turned 40, and my midlife crisis is I'd like to keep learning. So, maybe I want to learn a new skill.
Yeah, I think you should, Mark. Never stop learning. That's what I say.
Maybe I want to learn a new language. Maybe I want to learn about myself. And therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back to school era can come at any age. So, if you're thinking of starting therapy, give our sponsor BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/hardfactor today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hardfactor.
Live internet comment. Taylor saying the CNN banner says he died back in August. He did. I guess his we didn't hear about his obit ran in the Times, which happens sometimes a little bit later.
They just cremated him recently too, or something
after the death. Here's what I didn't know about him. Yeah. This is fucking cool. He played a little football. Played a little football at I think Colorado State, maybe. Is that right? Colorado State, played a little football, became a Golden Gloves boxing champion, signed by the Broncos. Come on, dude.
Whoa.
But a hamstring injury kept him out of training camp. Signed with the Chiefs, but then was later released.
Good thing he didn't hurt his funny bone because he was a funny dude.
Yep, he's a very funny guy. Okay, this is absolutely crazy, but World War II ain't over. A U.S. bomb from World War II said, better late than never, yesterday, as it exploded at a Japanese airport, causing a large crater in the runway and the cancellation of more than 80 flights.
Whoa.
Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. Look at that.
How'd that happen?
Well, I guess the bomb had been there since World War II. It was a 500-pound bomb, and it exploded at Miyazaki Airport, which was built in 1943 initially to train the Imperial Japanese Navy kamikaze pilots. That's where they took off from, and I guess officials said after an investigation, the self-defense forces, which I guess is probably like their National Guard, and the police, they confirmed that the explosion was caused by a 500-pound U.S. bomb, but there's no further danger. So don't worry. That was just a one-off we didn't know about for 80 years. Nothing to worry about. All good. This ain't going to happen again.
There's like one 100-year-old Japanese guy with dementia who snapped out of it today.
Yeah,
He's
man.
like,
I mean, how do you go on keeping that airport open? You don't, because you had no idea it was there in the fucking first place. They're trying to figure out why it detonated, probably because it was a bomb. Also, I feel like, I don't know, when you're converting it from the Imperial Japanese Navy Training Center to the commercial airport, you get a bomb detector out there and you say, are there any unexploded bombs here? Maybe we should detonate those before we build a runway over it.
What a well-made bomb.
What a well-made bomb. Yeah,
Went off
it had
80
a timer.
years later.
Yeah, deceased U.S. Air Force General Curtis Bombs Away LeMay, who implemented the highly effective but controversial strategic bombing raids in the Pacific Theater, was reached for comment in the afterlife, saying, quote, how many of them did we get?
Yeah. I've been waiting for this.
Did we get a lot of them?
Oh.
Cracking a beer in hell or heaven. Hundreds of tons of unexploded bombs from the war remain buried around Japan and are sometimes dug up at construction sites. But dude, this happens in places where bombing took place, right?
It's usually landmines, though, right?
Well, yeah, there's landmines all day.
There's landmines everywhere.
And
they have those little gerbils or little small rodents that detect them because they're just not heavy enough to set them off. Yeah,
can move around them. I mean, that's got to stress you the fuck out, right? Here's video of the bomb going off. Apparently, an airliner had crossed over at about 6 minutes earlier.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. That's just friggin' nuts.
Ooh.
A 500-pounder.
You hear about the new James Cameron movie coming out?
No. Is it Avatar? I know he's filming a new Avatar.
Well, he's got like 7 of those. I think there's like the third one's they filmed at the same time as the second one, or the third and fourth. They're filming them like 12 of those, releasing them over time. But he's doing a movie called based off the book called Last Train from Hiroshima. This guy survived both nukes. So he I forget which one was first. Was it Hiroshima? Whichever one was first, Nagasaki or Hiroshima, he was there. And then he survives, gets on a train, goes to the other city. It gets nuked while he's there. And he's like the only guy who survived both fucking nukes while he was just there. So
does that make you more likely to hang with him because lightning can't strike again, or less likely? Are you he's bad luck, keep him the fuck away?
Less likely because everyone else around him died.
That's right.
Yeah. But he's like the character from Unbreakable. Samuel L. was looking for that dude.
Yeah, dude. Just derailing trains, trying to find him. Just trying to find his ass.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
You got one more? Or do you want me to go to my...
go. You jump in there, and then I'll go back. We'll do a ping pong, an alternation, so to speak.
Beep, boop, beep, boop. This one's fucking crazy. A woman with a double uterus, that's two uteri or uteri, or twice as many as a Uyghur woman in China, gave birth to twins.
2 utes enter the Sack-O-Sad's convenience store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at this photo.
What comfort. Talk about it. They got adjoining rooms.
One from each uterus. They each have their own bedroom. Exactly. These kids are going to be brats, spoiled even before birth.
I mean, imagine how fucking disappointing it is. If you're a twin in the same uterus, right off the bat, all right, this is a little cramped, but I better get used to it because this is my dude. At least I'll have a twin. But these kids had no idea that they were going to be fucking sharing everything for the rest of their lives. They thought this is great, man. I'm flying solo. I might be the youngest. What if I'm the youngest? How good would it be to be the youngest?
Yep. They might not even like each other now. They probably won't have that weird twin talk language and stuff. It's just
are they
basically
identical?
No, they're fraternal. So randomly, this woman's got a condition too. You still have that Soldier Boy clip? No.
I don't know what you're
the condition's called
talking about.
She's got a rare condition. It's called Yeah, exactly. No, oddly enough though, the woman is Chinese. I made that Uyghur joke. She is Chinese and happened in China, and the kids are healthy.
No shit. She's Chinese and happened in China?
And wait, you don't think that they couldn't be taking them from and then putting them in? You don't think they're taking them and then for population they're not, right?
Do you want me to play the Soldier Boy clip? Is that what you're asking?
No, you don't think that they could possibly taking from one and then putting that? No, this is a happy story though, as the woman tragically had suffered from a miscarriage in the past, and she was surprised to find out she was pregnant, and was really surprised to find out that there was no vacancy in her double ute. Chambers were full, and she gave birth recently to a healthy boy and girl. So fraternal. Good for her, said a no uterus Uyghur woman while getting yelled at to get back to work.
So there was a drug that was given to women in the 70s, I believe. It was a prenatal that caused double uteruses in a bunch of ladies.
Talking about familidide?
I don't know what it was, but it was an issue.
Caused the limb issues.
A lot of women that were born in late 70s or early 80s have double uteruses because of this particular drug that was given.
Putin and Elon Musk are drooling over this story. They're trying to figure out ways to jam more uteri into women as we speak, make them like cows' stomachs, just fucking jam them in there,
Dude, it's called uterus.
Uteruses?
Didelphius, and uterus didelphius occurs when 2 ducts. They're calling them ducks. Baby ducks. D-U-C-T-S. Ducks. 2 ducks.
2 ducks. Yeah.
Ducks.
Yeah, she's got the double duct going on there.
Double duct. Double duct. Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Good
for
her,
those kids too. Ride in style. Okay, so the longshoreman strike kicked off this week. And although, as we reported, experts predicted that products like banana, alcohol, and seafood would be affected, but don't expect Americans to think the slightest change in the supply chain might affect the comfort of their buttholes, or don't expect them not to think that, because you better believe there was a run on toilet paper. You can't find it. Try and find it.
That was my main concern. That's what I was talking about in the Discord today.
Yeah. Well, no, you're right, Mark. Anything going on with the supply chain, Americans freak out, whether it's founded or not. And in this case, it's absolutely not founded, because the vast majority of toilet paper sold in the U.S. comes from domestic factories.
That's what I thought. I thought that was the case, but I also was concerned, and now I'm going to have to get down in a tripod position and stick my asshole into the shower head.
Well, it's a false run, but it's a run nonetheless.
It's a run,
right? Yeah. Now, there absolutely could be enough toilet paper, but people freaked out. And Kate went to the grocery store today. She came home, so much toilet paper.
She brought home a bunch of toilet paper.
A fuck ton, dude. And I was like, what's this about? She's like, well, you never know. And I was like, that's the thinking that causes a run on toilet paper. According to the Center for Land Use Interpretation, most TP is domestic, and most TP is moved via rail or truck, right, versus it coming through the port. It's not economically viable to ship it across the world, right, by sea.
Well, you also don't want that product over water just in case, right?
Exactly. It's dangerous. It's too dangerous. It's literally... Yeah, it's like putting a vampire daycare, putting your kid in vampire daycare.
You don't want to do that. It's the risk. Yeah, maybe they're indoors, but what if they go outside?
Exactly.
What if the paper ship gets a little water on it?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, dude, fucking toilet paper will find that water. It's what it's engineered to do. The paper that we do import comes from Canada and Mexico, which obviously wouldn't need shipping ports. So, yeah, it's just American. I mean, Americans really care about their assholes. Yeah, like a lot.
That was my first concern today when we talked about it yesterday. When I woke up this morning, that was pretty much all that was on my mind. Was toilet paper? Yeah,
I understand. So toilet paper selling out everywhere, but don't expect a member of Congress whose job it is to be informed about factors and issues that might affect the American people to not use the slightest change in the supply chain to falsely assert falsehoods publicly out of either idiocy or political gain. That's right. Bleach, blonde, bad-built, butch body owner Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted a video of a ravaged toilet paper aisle of a grocery store and said, quote, "Toilet paper is always the first to go. ILA strike started last night, halting imports and exports from Maine to Texas. We shouldn't be dependent on foreign countries for all of our needs. Put America first."
Sharman's like, we're right here, dog.
Yeah, which one is it? Is it political bullshit, or she's just she literally is incapable of Googling? I mean, like, imagine being a congressperson. Like, just imagine, presumably, the responsibility that you might feel to do a little bit of research, or, I don't know, put an 8 on it. You got 8.
She takes it a step further, and she's so scared that she just, even though there is toilet paper, stops wiping her butt.
Oh, yeah, dude, absolutely. But she's getting roasted in the comments. Community notes absolutely was added to that tweet saying, Marjorie Taylor Greene, come on, dumbass.
She's got yoga butt, which is some of the stinkiest butt, so I'd suggest.
Also, when you get older, I mean, there's no way she's not taking softeners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That digestive tract has eaten a lot of starchy white food.
Oh, yeah. Big time. And hard turd. Well, she probably eats a lot of steaks.
So she cranks a hard turd. I mean, if
sometimes the cleanest ones. Yeah.
Member of Congress,
they're hard.
It cranks a hard turd. It's MGT.
What is mainly being affected? I'm seeing like fruits. Some fruits and vegetables, obviously the ones that don't come from the U.S. Right.
Right.
Wine imported, like wine and beer. So you can still get like shitty domestic beer.
Seafood.
Yeah.
Booze. Now there was a bit
coffee.
of controversy.
A lot of good coffee comes from overseas.
That's true. Also, cocaine's going to be affected because
cocaine
cartels hide a lot of drugs in
cocaine
bananas. Big time. Ween, bananas and blow. There's a bit of a pop off in the Discord about unions.
Some for, some against, right?
If you want to be part of the Discord, you can go to patreon.com/hardfactor and join any tier, and you'll be right in that Discord mix chatting with us. Man, there's a lot of criticism. A lot of people saying that these guys are asking for too much, the union people. There's lots of videos that came out about that today. People saying effectively with overtime, we're talking about, you know, you can make upwards of 200 grand with no education as a longshoreman. I don't know. I should do the math on that, but it feels like a
Right.
stretch.
I think some of the also, you know, like some of the valid complaints, I should say, I don't know, or not say, like, are like the timing, right, with Helene, even though maybe most of the support's coming via truck and rail, there still probably is some that will be affected, you know, support supplies. And then also that the 50% increase that was offered, which I think the reason they turned that down, they offered, like, we talked about yesterday, there was like a 50% offer from the companies being like, you want more money. They wanted like $5 more per year per person over a 6-year period, which would have been even more than the 50% one-time raise. But the 50% one-time raise probably would have been enough, but I don't think there was anything about automation in it, which is a huge sticking point for them, right? Like, they want not only more money, but to make sure that they don't get replaced by robots in the next 10 years. So I think that's
just
probably
so tough of an ask. It's so tough of
that's
an ask.
probably the main sticking point. And I think that if it lasts a long while, that might be why.
I mean, I you know, I haven't thought about that too deeply, but that's, I guess, one thing that everyone should be behind is any union trying to stop automation, although it's probably a fool's errand. Because if one union gets it, then maybe it's another one. But yeah.
I agree with that, but it's just good luck, you know.
Good luck. I got one more, or you got one more, Mark?
Do a quick one. No, I'm done. All right. I'm done.
Okay. Let's go to Oklahoma and talk about a car thief. A car thief named, guess, Mark, what would a guy from Oklahoma be named? A guy who rolls his joints all wrong.
Trevor.
Come on, his name's not Trevor. You know this guy's name. It's a common name at all rodeos. The birthplace.
Cody.
Rodeos. Cody. That's Cody with a K.
Yeah.
Mark, didn't take long. Cody Adams of Stillwater, Oklahoma. By the way, Cross Canadian Ragweed's getting together for the first time in 14 years. Anyway, Cody had to be in court recently on charges of possession of a stolen vehicle, but he couldn't get a ride.
Because his stepdads?
I mean, no. I mean, it was in possession of a stolen vehicle, was arrested for it, and then, you know, need to get to court. It's tough, right? Because, like, again, it's chicken egg shit, right? You know, you stole the vehicle to get around. They took it away. They arrested you, but they want you to go to court 30 minutes away in Pawnee, Oklahoma. It's pretty far.
Yeah,
so
damned
Cody,
if you do, damned if you don't, right?
Cody did what anyone would do when they are hard up for a ride somewhere. He went to the gas station and started saying, hey, you give me a ride to Pawnee? Hey, I got to get to Pawnee for a court date. Let me get a ride. And no one was biting. No one was biting for Cody. Maybe he should have planned ahead, but that's not Cody's style. It's not Cody's style. So what did he do, guys?
Someone left the keys in the car running and went inside. I never get those people, because, like, there's usually some shady people at the gas station or convenience store, and then, like, all these people just casually go inside, buy some contraband, but they leave their car on. And I'm like, even when I pull into the gas station, I'm tempted to steal it, because you just get in that mood, that little gas station mood, and I'm just shocked whenever people do that.
Yeah, but you don't live in a small town like Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Okay. You're right.
Home of all American rejects. Cody saw an ambulance service supervisor's pickup truck.
Whoa.
That had been left running. And I guess it's kind of like an official vehicle. I don't know what an ambulance service supervisor is, but the truck has
it looks pretty official. It's got writing on the side.
Yeah, it's official. It's cop-ish. That guy who drives that car feels like he's a cop, and cops can leave their car running, and they do.
And it's a work vehicle, so he's going to want to get it back as soon as possible.
100%. He's responsible for it.
Yeah.
Also, you should never buy a used police car, because it might have low mileage, but the engine hours are crazy. Anyway, he took that fucker, and he started on down the highway to get to court. And he brought a buddy to court, a buddy he didn't expect to bring, and that was a highway patrol trooper who heard on the radio that the pickup truck had been stolen and tracked it down right as Cody was pulling up to the Pawnee courthouse. And Trooper Ryan Long accompanied him to his court date.
He's like, wow, this is where I was going to take you eventually.
right afterwards. Yeah. Took him into custody and booked him.
Skipped a step.
On new charges of stealing a car. Cody said he'd just been, quote, borrowing the pickup. I was just borrowing it. I was going to bring it back.
Hmm.
Man.
What was his initial charge?
Possession of a stolen vehicle.
Oh, that's not gonna go over well with the judge.
Cody, you just went from bad to worse.
Judge, I've changed from 5 minutes
Judge.
ago.
Look, Judge, I'm remorseful for what I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the show. I hope you liked it. I suggest you get out there and you have a great fucking day.